But the greatest thing about sports is play to win the game.
Inch by inch, play by play, till we're finished.
This is Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast.
X about me.
With Professional Sutton.
You already know.
Chris G.
My homie.
And the Rucker Report.
My family, what up?
They for real.
All straight with no chaser.
Let the games begin.
Let's go. Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast.
I couldn't even let it get to the bomb part. I couldn't even let it get to the bomb part because I was so ready, man. I was so ready. Hold on, let me remove this right here, man. Let me remove this. Get my brothers off of mute.
Welcome
to another edition of Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. I'm your boy Professional Sutton.
And I'm your boy Chris G.
And it's your boy the Rucker Report, Jersey.
Listen, man, we acting up today, man. But again, before we go any further, man, definitely want to thank our sponsors, man. 94.3 WYBC.
The rhythm of the city.
Yes. Oh, man, it's such a good day. Such a good day to be back with my fellas, my brothers, my everything, man. I appreciate y'all fellas so much. And also, we appreciate everybody that's tuned in on a check-in. Oh, shoot, man. We got my Mexican godson, a.k.a. George Lopez, a.k.a. Denhel King, a.k.a. Denhel Rey. My boy, man, Daniel King, man, check it in. Oh, man, fellas, we got a lot to talk about on today's show. So much to unbag, but at the same time, some good stuff as well. So if you don't know, fellas, you tune into the Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. And make sure you go subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Black Planet, MySpace, everywhere, baby. We everywhere.
Yeah, the dude said Black Planet.
We everywhere, baby. And if you Spanish, mi gente. That's how we doing it out here. We ain't playing no
gente. Gente.
Oh, my bad, Judge. Mi gente.
Ain't nothing down there with them big women and them churros.
Man, that's it. Listen, we represent everywhere. Today, man, I do want to say this, before we get there, man. I try to, and we try to lighten the mood because there's so much going on in, sports today. But I do want to say that I had a phenomenal week, man. And if people don't know, it definitely is Father's Day weekend, man. Shouts out to all the fathers out there, man. I'm talking about the real fathers. I'm not talking about the hold on. Let me get my flex. I ain't talking about the fathers who didn't take pictures with the kids. I'm not talking about the fathers who come in and buy their kid $2 sneakers and say, "Yo, take me off child support." I'm talking about that. I'm talking about my man Chris G. Every time you call, he like, "Hey, sit down. You, hey, I ain't gonna say it.
I'll be messing around in that toilet."
Exactly. Actually, I'm talking about the fathers that say, "What did your mother say?" That's the real fathers we talking to today, man. Shouts out to all the real fathers, man. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, I got a shirt that I do want to display. One of my schools. Shouts out to my boy, man. He make these shirts. I gotta tell my lady to bring them downstairs. Let me see, man. Shirts down here, cause listen. We about to act up today, man. You know what I'm saying? We about to act up. We got a show that I'm definitely. Raymond B. Bennett is in the house. My boy, man. In the building, man. I'm just excited, man. I'm focused, man. Tell Stock to holler at me, man. Young Quetch, you heard me?
Chris,
oh, nah.
What did he do on the ride home?
Listen.
Let me tell you something. Booger shit.
I'm just happy.
Booger sugar.
I'm just happy. So we're gonna jump straight into it, man. But I do got some merchandise that I do want to, check to let everyone know about. Shouts out to my boy Curtis Palmer. He got these shirts.
Nah, man. I ain't never ever seen you act like this.
Listen, I'm just in good. Yo, it's Father's Day weekend.
Father's
Yo,
Day
I
weekend.
feel good.
Look up Father's Day weekend, the most unappreciated holiday on the calendar.
Exactly.
That's why I'm representing. That's why I'm going so hard. You know what I mean? That's why I'm going so hard because we gonna represent. We are real
Hey,
fathers.
Hold on. Shout out to my wife, because she did get me The Last of Us Part 2 for Father's Day. She a real MVP.
Ah,
She
Okay.
a real MVP.
okay.
Rose. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Yo, listen, Father's Day weekend.
Yo,
That's how we getting in there. You know what I mean? Titties and tequila. Oh, my bad. Kids watching. So, Trump is acting a fool.
yo, that's
Again,
a
I don't
crazy
think he
segue.
said it.
That's
Again,
a crazy segue. I think you should know that.
Yeah.
You go from here
listen.
to right down here.
Mm-hmm.
I said titty, and I said Trump. So listen. So Trump is saying a lot. We got
When don't he say a lot?
we got coaches who are supporting him with the mohawk, and they taking back their statements. If you don't know who that is, Mike Gundy, Oklahoma State coach. He's over here shucking and jiving because his players say, I'm sitting out for the rest of the season. Like Gundy, please don't do it. Please don't do it. What do I got to do to get you back on this field, boy? I mean, sir. So a lot of this rhetoric going on, man. Ruck, man, what you think, man? Should the Cap play if he's offered a job, or should he be like, yo, man, I'm good?
I mean, if you ask Nessa probably don't want him to play. But if I'm Colin Kaepernick and if I want to get back into the league and if I want a job, I think he should play. I think the one thing is I think Le'Veon Bell did a good job of proving last year is that if your body is given an opportunity, especially in the sport of football, to rest, you can actually be very productive. From the quarterback position, though, it will be very different, just like it was with the running back position, because there's a lot of timing involved with receivers, with calling the offense, with learning a new playbook. So there's a lot of different things that he will face coming back. But should he do it? Absolutely. Does the league owe him that? Absolutely. Should a team with a shaky starting quarterback and a very bad backup quarterback attempt to bring him in? Absolutely. Absolutely. But, I think it's the freedom in it right now is that it's his choice, or it should be his choice. And that if the NFL was smart, like we would hope they are, they make a calculated and measured move to give him a true opportunity, unlike the opportunity that they gave him last year with the tryout in Atlanta and everything like that. But if he wants to play, I say play.
Chris, man, what do you say, man? Do you think that Cap should play, or like TC said, he said Cap don't want the smoke. He make 10 times as much as an activist. Plus, if he fails, he looks bad.
I will give you, if he fails, he looks bad. He makes what money is Cap making as an activist? What check do you get?
That's what I wanted to know.
That's fake news
because he giving checks out.
Right.
Like what I want to know where when you're an activist, you can get a check. Sign me up, because you don't get money for speaking engagement because everything you do is on the fly. And on top of Cap, don't speak. He never speaks.
Listen,
so he couldn't even get money for speaking engagements if he was speaking, which he doesn't. So I mean, that's one part of it. And only thing I ever see Cap do is like a pic, or like a post. Every once in a while, he might send a tweet. So I don't know where the activist checks is coming from. So I don't know about that. I don't know about that. But the other part of what TC said, that's a lot of pressure if Cap come back. And to not play in the NFL for 3 years, even if you kept your body in shape, man, that's a risky move. I mean, listen, if you want to come back and play, play. You know what I mean? That's Cap's prerogative. But at the same time, it's kind of scarce out here for quarterbacks on top of that. I mean, you got quarterbacks like Cam Newton who still ain't found a job. And if you want a quarterback that is a mobile quarterback with an arm and you're asked to pick between Cam and Cap, who you taking? Like, I personally don't think that's much of a debate.
Cam.
Exactly. So I personally don't even think that's much of a debate. And Cam is finding it hard to find a job. And I think one of the reasons Cam is finding it hard to find a job is going to be the same reason why it's going to be hard for Cap to find a job is, and I'm stealing this from Colin Cowherd, but I couldn't agree with him more. Don't nobody want a superstar backup.
Click that.
And I couldn't agree with him more when he said it, because it's like, do you want a superstar backup that potentially can garner more attention than your star quarterback, and then that's all you're always being asked about, and he's not even playing? That's a tough spot to be in. And then I got to ask myself the next question: does Cap even want to be a backup? Because I think Cap still looks at himself as a starter. And even though I do believe he's better than some starters on NFL teams right now, could he come back and be as good as them after being off 3 years? I don't know, man. And the failure of that could be a big letdown if he didn't succeed. Now, I hope he succeeds. But I'm just that's a lot on the plate.
You also got to look at the potential of where he goes to. I'm stealing this from Ryan Clark. He was on this morning and he was talking about it. He was saying that one of the teams that he thinks will be a good landing spot for him will be the Vikings. That in itself, the pressure just in that situation is tremendous. You mean to tell me after everything that he did, standing for police brutality, and then going to Minneapolis, where we just lost George Floyd, and then the immediate QB controversy between him and you like that, you know what I'm saying? That's a big deal. And he would have to outperform everything that he's probably ever done in his career in a situation like that. But
let me ask you this. Brooke, let me ask you this. Is he better than Kirk Cousins? And I want to speak for everybody on the show. I don't think none of us like Kirk Cousins. Not like that.
Absolutely.
But the question is he better than Kirk Cousins, who, might I add, was the highest paid quarterback last year? And it's gonna be like top 5 this year. So I mean,
so my answer to that is, even though I don't like that. 3 years removed from the game, is he better? No.
Right.
No, he's not. But he is better than any backup that they can bring in. And again, if that backup is not named Cam Newton. So I think there are situations that he can go to and get himself back into and I dare to say a Colin Kaepernick mode, but he can play himself back into certain situations. Minnesota, I don't think, is one of them. Jacksonville, I think, is a non-pressure situation for him because, him and Gardner Minshew, he's a younger quarterback. He had the whole fad of last year. The team still doesn't know if he's going to be their guy. So that's an easy situation. You know what I'm saying? But again, what Cap will bring with him, those other teams have to be prepared for. You know what I'm saying? This isn't a situation like when Michael Vick came back and he went to Philly.
No,
it's nothing like that. This is totally different. But I think, again, just the athletic perspective of it, if he wants to play, he should definitely be given a true opportunity to earn that. I'm all for that.
I agree. He should be given an opportunity. He should have been given an opportunity.
Yes, absolutely.
But my question, my biggest question and my biggest fear is the pressure. Like, even, for instance, you said Jacksonville. They like Gardner Minshew. down in Jacksonville.
Yeah, they like him a lot.
They like him a lot, and you got to remember, they chose to ride with him after Nick Foles came back from injury because of how well they had started to do with Garner. So here's the conundrum that persists with bringing Cap into Jacksonville. Do you think this polarizing, unfortunately or fortunately, is polarizing backup quarterback into a situation with a young quarterback that you are trying to see if he's going to be his future, if he's going to be your franchise future, and you constantly got to deal with the media adding pressure to him and always wanting to know Cap's stance on social injustice things that are happening currently, because you know those ain't going nowhere. And that's gonna be a problem for Cap in a lot of situations. Now I do think there's a couple of teams where he could fit where that might not be such a big deal. If he goes to a spot where there's a solidified star franchise quarterback, I don't know, like Atlanta, where you know they like Matt Ryan, unfortunately, but you know he's not being moved, it might be a better situation for him. But it's going to be tough fitting Cap into a spot where I'm just going through all of the stuff that the owners and the coaches are going to say. They're going to, you know, if there's a new rookie quarterback, you're not bringing him in. If he's if it's a newish 1 or 2, 3 year quarterback who you're trying to see is going to be your starter, you're not going to bring him in. The most elite quarterbacks, you're probably not going to bring him in. So that just like dwindles the pool down of who would actually go for Colin Kaepernick. And then you gotta ask a whole bunch of other questions once you bring him in. So it's gonna be tough for him, but he does deserve a shot. He always deserves a shot. And if he wants to play, you know, Lord be with him. I hope
it's gonna be real interesting to watch what other quarterbacks move around in certain positions. Because we saw the same thing with what was the quarterback, Chris, that you didn't like, the one from Buffalo, Peterman.
Oh, Josh Allen?
No, Peterman.
Oh, Nathan Peterman.
Nathan Peterman. But so you're gonna have people like, and unfortunately, but Nick Foles already signed. You're gonna have people like Nick Foles. You're gonna have people like Peterman. You're gonna have people like Joe Flacco. So other people that had kind of been okay in the league that move around, and you're still going to have the questions like, well, are they better than Cap? So it's a lot.
Talent-wise, no. But I'm just, right now, if you had to put him on a field right now, and they just had to be able to play, are they better than Cap? That's a tough one to answer.
That's a tough question.
I want to give Cap the benefit of the doubt, but I think a year off like Le'Veon Bell is good. 3 years off, there's a line between rest and rust, and I don't know where Cap is on that line right now.
Well, and there were major questions. I'm sorry, Quet, but there were major questions about Cap and his physical abilities dwindling prior to him leaving. And unfortunately,
because of injuries.
Because of the injuries. And unfortunately, you know, with Cam, those are the big things that are keeping him away from the team right now too. Because they're trying to play the wait-and-see game to see not only is his foot good, but what does the shoulder look like, truly look like. So it's a different position for the quarterback. But whatever Cap do, I'm with it. Right. You know, and my thing, my other point would be, this is a perfect opportunity for Roger Goodell to completely let the air out of the balloon with this situation and offer him a job in the league. Perfect opportunity.
Well,
create a position.
Well, listen. So I want to talk about Cap, but I just want to say something real quick, man. You know, I got these shirts. Shouts out to Curtis. You know, it looks a little wrinkled. It was in my lap, but you know, I got to shout him out. You know, fathers. So I want to show that. Want to show that again. Got to make sure that we got that. In regards to Cap, I think that the NFL got Cap where they wanted him, and that's what we talked about in 2017 and 2018. And we talked about that. What's going to happen? They're going to let Cap be removed from the league, and then when it's time for him to get his redemption, they're going to say, well, you know what? He's too old, hasn't played a while, and before he, was not let go, but basically blackballed from the league, no one really wanted him because there were injuries that we talked about. And I think that for Cap, and I'm going to be real, when it comes to black quarterback, the most scrutinized position, the most scrutinized player is black quarterback. And Cap and Cam, again, if you want to talk about Kaepernick, say, you know what, Cap, he don't belong in the league. He's old. He's this, he's that. Okay, cool. But when you're talking about someone like Cam, I mean, Cam was an MVP. Cam has shoulder injury, but at the same time, I think Cam still has life left in him to play.
Agreed.
Yo.
Did he just cut out on us?
Yeah, I feel like he just cut out on us.
Okay, there we go.
So, I mean, I don't know. I'll take it from there. I don't know what you guys are doing.
The powers that it was listen, I was talking that talk, man. I was talking that talk. They was mad at me, man. I'm still gonna keep talking. Like I was saying, they was.
I see that shirt in the background, though. I like that white one in the background.
I like that shirt.
They
like that white one in the background.
Thank you, fella. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. But again, when you're talking about Cap injuries, he's 3 years removed, and you throw in the last time he won a playoff game, it's going to be so much that's going to be thrown at Cap that people are going to say, that's going to say, well, we want him, but look at these other factors. You know what I mean? Because, again, Mel Kiper does it all the time. But the NFL and the GM, like we talk about, and Chris said it, years ago, one thing that we know is that Father Time is undefeated. And you're going to go to an old quarterback, or you're going to go to a younger quarterback who got time to mess up, but he's still going to learn. So that's where we are with Cap. I'd love to see Cap get a shot. I would love to see Cap get a real shot, not just, hey, let's let him come in and then he's playing for the damn Browns with no line and everybody hurt. I would love for him to get a real shot.
Wait,
but is that really
now? Hold on now. The Browns wouldn't be bad.
They wouldn't be.
Look, Baker Mayfield is in a. The Baker Mayfield is in a spot where it's like, all right, fam, we picked you number one.
Chance.
Like we put an all-star cast around you last year, and you suck. Now, granted, it was their first time playing together, all of them, and their current coach wasn't a good coach. I can't even remember his name anymore.
Freddie Kitchens.
Freddie Kitchens.
This year is going to Freddie Kitchens. Right, now they got Stefanski this year. Now, listen, I don't think he's any better than Kitchens, honestly. I really don't. But at the same time, they've added even more weapons. They've added a better offensive line, more offensive weapons. So it's going to be like, yo, Baker, this is your year. And I tell you this, if he could get a tryout in Cleveland, it would be like, listen, it might light some fire under, you know what I mean? It might light some fire under Baker. And if it didn't, it'd be like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's see what he got. He's surrounded by talent. Only thing he got to do is not fuck up. So the Browns is not a bad way for Cap to go if he could get a tryout out there. I don't know who their backup is.
I mean,
and we all know you could do some things with Cap that you can't do with Baker. I mean, Baker can run, but he's not fast. Like,
now,
you know what I mean?
Other thing.
Saying.
You gotta go to Raymond Bennett's comment. They're talking about him with the Chiefs. Now, if Andy Reid can make a solid thing going on with somebody like Cap. Listen, he's done it with Michael Vick. We saw that there. So listen, that's a great thing right there. That's great. Great. Big move.
Him backing up Mahomes. But him backing up Mahomes kind of gets him to the point we was talking about earlier. If you put him in a situation with a star quarterback, where they're a franchise quarterback, where there's no ifs, ands, or buts that he's starting over that other person, then a lot of the talk would dwindle down. You wouldn't talk about him because why?
Yeah.
So I mean, I think Mahomes would be a good one because we all know Mahomes about to get $200 million next year.
It will be.
Next year. We all know he's about to get that 200 mil.
Like the perfect landing spots for Cap, the Chiefs, and just if you wanted to make it again a no pressure situation, Baltimore, because there's no chance that you're gonna be backing up. That you're gonna start over Lamar, but you could be added to a great package with him.
I don't think so. One reason I don't think so, and the main reason I don't think so, is Nessa. Nessa fucked that up already, and she gotta hold that L.
Yeah, you know what?
Baltimore situation.
You know what? You absolutely right. I forgot about that, and that's why we said the whole thing. We opened up like we ain't heard from him because Nessa gonna be the one to talk him into a situation.
Right, Nessa the one that talks.
It's her. She messed that whole thing because Ray Lewis had him there.
She messed that whole
thing
She messed that whole Baltimore situation up. And then what did they go do? They got Colin Kaepernick light, RJ3.
Robert Griffin. Yeah.
As the backup. So, you know what I mean? The package that they could have possibly had set up for Colin Kaepernick
would have been
on
unbelievable.
Top of, they got Colin Kaepernick's old offensive coordinator in Baltimore. That whole situation could have been great.
That's the exact same offense that he ran in San Fran.
Right. Yeah.
So exact same. So what better option is to have the guy that you really created it for as the backup on it?
TC is saying how Vic, when we were talking about Michael Vick, and Cap, he said Vic still had. He said Vic has skill sets that Cap never had and will never have. He's talking about reading the defense. He's, you know what I mean, like.
But nobody had a skill set like Michael Vick.
But again, if you look at Kaepernick when he was starting and when he had a good coach, he was winning.
He did not have the same skill set that Michael Vick has.
Right.
And like I understand what you're saying about reading the defense.
That Michael Vick was great at reading defenses.
Right.
Yeah. Hold on.
Michael, he came out recently and said that he was never good at reading defenses, and that's one of his weaknesses. So I don't know if you want to use that example for Michael Vick.
Nah.
And you can't compare the skill sets. You talking about even at his best, Colin doesn't have as strong an arm as Vic does, and even at his best, he was never as fast as him. So
he got a good arm.
He got a good arm, but he don't have a Mike Vick arm, and he don't have Mike Vick feet.
I mean,
listen, it's level.
Mike Vick arm is on
1,000.
I give you that. But Mike Vick had an arm. There's only a couple people that had arms like Mike Vick. I would say Matthew Stafford got a similar arm. He got like a fucking cannon.
He got a bazooka.
Oh, what's his name? Old slow-mo all the time. Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler had a cannon. But that's rare. Those are rare. But Kaepernick had a rifle. You know what I mean? Like he had an arm. But he didn't have a Mike Vick arm. But he suffered some of the same problems though that Mike Vick had. Yeah. Mike Vick had the power, but he didn't have the finesse and the accuracy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Mike Vick struggled with that his whole career.
Hey, Ruck, you might want to read this comment, man. You might want to read this comment, man. He said, TC said, Cap rode the defense unless he played Green Bay.
Hold
on, let me see.
Listen, TC, you know what? You know what? I'm not even going to go with the hate. I'm just going to agree with you, brother. You are absolutely right. He did. He made us look like Pop Warner on a bad weekend, son. So I give you that. I take that. Hardcore TC.
That's funny. I disagree, but that's funny.
Right. And then he said Vic could check it. I mean, again, Vic could do a lot of things, but again, I think that TC, like, I think that you just don't like Cap, and that's cool. I mean, we talk up here. I mean, you just don't like Cap. I mean, because look,
if you want to knock Cap, he got a lot there to get knocked. From a pure football standpoint, he does have a lot to get knocked. Like, I mean, you could he never made the Pro Bowl. He was never all pro. He never you know what I mean? It's a whole bunch of things you can kind of get on and be like, he wasn't that great. On the other hand, I synced it. Okay? Like I synced him.
No, Chris, I synced it. Me. I synced it. For real.
I know you synced it.
Yeah.
I was breaking TVs and everything. Yeah, I synced it. It was real.
I remember the game Colin Kaepernick had against Atlanta Falcons when Matt Ryan did what Matt Ryan always does and choked it up. You see, because the defense actually couldn't hold Atlanta in the beginning of that game. And through the works of Colin Kaepernick, Frank Gore, and Vernon Davis, had to bring them back, and they wound up winning it late in the fourth quarter when Matt Ryan started eating them thick peanut butter sandwiches, as he always does. But
because they had us on the road.
But there was also they did. But there was also, after that year, after the year that they lost to Seattle in the NFC Championship game, that 8-8 year, that was real ugly. That was real ugly for the Niners. And then the next year with was Chip Kelly the next year, or was it Tom Sula? I think Tom Sula was the next year, wasn't he?
Yeah.
With Tom Sula, with Jim Tom Sula, he had the whole dead arm thing, and then it just listen, if whichever way you want to go, if you want to praise them, there's material to do it. If you want to knock them down, there's material to do it. You know what I mean? So
it's on tape.
It's on tape.
I mean, it's going to be one of those things like, where is Cap going to end up? Like, is he going to get that shot, or is it, or teams like, no, we're good. And, especially with all this going on, it's so much that a lot of GMs are going to say, well, how were you able to work out? It's so much. And I think what's going to happen is somebody going to sign Cap. They're going to give him a shot, and they're going to say, hey, man, we're sorry. After, before the deadline, we don't need you. And they're going to let him go. And that's just you know what I mean? I think that, they're going to say, hey, man, we try to give Cap his shot, and, he just didn't work out for us, and then you critics saying, well, they gave him what he wanted. He got a chance to play. And like TC said, people like TC, like, yo, Cap don't want to play. He's an activist now. Let me just be clear, right? Whenever you are of a minority who was oppressed, you will always be an activist, because you will always have to speak for yourself and others, whether you like it or not. You know what I mean? Even if people say, yo, I just want to play. I'm not black, I'm OJ. Okay, but you're still going to have to be an activist, because you're still going to have to explain to everybody why you aren't able to do X, Y, and Z. And that's where, people talk about what the activist is and what someone who is speaking up for their rights, because those two go hand in hand. You know what I mean? Because what people told me is that, Ryan Clark, he's not an activist. He just say what's on his mind. No, he's an activist because whenever you are in front of a camera, he's letting you know, hey, this is what's going on. He's using his platform to talk about the issues that are before him and others like him. So I just want to put this out there. Even if Cap is signed by a team, he's going to continue to talk about these issues. And guess what, people? He's not going to be the only one. It's going to be other players out there like, listen, this is what we're going for. This is what we're standing for. The worst already happened. You let Cap go. Okay? We already got scared out of the season. So do you want to make it worse? But it's going to have to take really good players to continue to speak up and say, hey, this is what we're going to do. But that's another show, another day. You know what I mean? We're going to talk about that, so I don't want to get too deep into that. But again, you gotta separate that from, oh, he's on the activist. No, if you're a black player, you're always gonna be active because it's always gonna be stuff that you gotta talk about that you don't want to talk about. Again, people, we are
Facts, Raymond Bennett. Facts. Facts, Raymond.
definitely Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. That's where you at. That's where you tune at. And Raymond Bennett shouts out to him. He said the press makes one black person speak for all black people. Yes, I would like to use a word that Uncle Juan always says on the show and always says all the time. Black people are not monolithic. You know, like I can't speak for Chris. I can't speak for Ruck. Now, do we agree on a lot of things? Of course we do. But it's some things that they went through that I did, and vice versa that they can't speak on from me. And you know what I mean? Like we're all not the same. Like, you know,
Hold on.
you know, go ahead.
Chris. You know what? Just let me hop in. You know why we agree on so much? You know why? Because we just talked about it last week. Proximity. We're in the same proximity. Yeah. That's why we can agree on a lot. Yes. We're in the same stages of our life. We live in the same area. We see the same bullshit. So we together could kind of always agree. But that just our experience might not be the same as somebody that lives in Ohio. But you know, what do I know? I'm just a nigga from New Haven.
My boy. My man.
That's what I'm talking about.
You saying that, Jordan? I think we lost him again.
Now,
what is he doing over here with this booger sugar?
I don't know what he's doing right now.
Listen, I don't know what's going on, man. You listen, man.
You are acting unusual.
You listen, man. You know, you speak a little truth. Listen, you speak a little truth. People get scared, man. People like, yo, we gotta cut you out, man. Listen, you're not gonna cut me out. I'm here, baby. I'm here.
Yo,
I'm here.
Yo, Parlay got you yoked up back there? Where Parlay at?
Wow.
Hey, Parlay, man. God damn, man. Now, I know that the NBA is coming, up, and again, the NFL, baseball. I seen a rugby game where there was like nobody in the stands, but they pumped the crowd noise into the stadium. Like I said, that should be done if they choose to. With that being said, should players protest or should players just play? Again, I kind of know what you guys want to say, but you guys say it so well, and I want the people to hear about it. I'm gonna start with you, Chris. What should players do?
I mean, again, we kind of talked about it on Sunday. Like, I understand the players are saying that the social justice efforts that are going on right now are they don't want it to be hindered by bringing basketball back. And my take on it then and now is the movement is too big for it to be slowed down just by some basketball games being on TV. I'm sorry. I think the movement, I personally think the movement that's going on right now is much bigger than some of the NBA players think it is. I don't think it can be slowed down by basketball. I mean, what are we on? What are we on? Week number 6? Week number 5, 6, or somewhere in that range, since it's just been a national uproar about racism and social justice and social reform and on all those type of things. And Tim, I don't see it slowing down because every day somebody is adding more fuel to the fire. And I don't think, and metaphorically speaking, I don't think NBA got a big enough fire hose with water to coming out to put it out. So I think they should play. But I also feel like, if certain players feel like their efforts would be better suited on the front line, then by all means don't play. By all means, you personally don't play. But anybody else who just want a ball go hoop, I don't see no problem with it.
You know why so I asked that because you got guys like Kyrie who are like, yo, listen, he said, we shouldn't sit out. Our health is more. I mean, we should sit out. I'm sorry. Our health is more important. And they should cancel the season. Then he said, listen, we need to put all our money and our resources together and form our own league. Yada yada yada. Boom 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 boom. Okay, and that's cool.
Said that's fake news.
Okay,
Kyrie said that's fake news.
Well, he also said that the world is flat. But anyway,
yo, you're right. I just want to give the brother the benefit of the doubt. Yes, he do think the world is flat, but he came out and said that he never said that, and the media was putting words in his mouth. I just want to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Okay. So we're gonna give Kyrie, but again,
he's from Duke.
Yeah, but he's from Jersey too, though. So
yeah. Take that.
But just it's a lot of players saying this, a lot of players saying that. So I just wonder how that'll play out. But I know one thing, man, and one thing that is going to be very poignant is what LeBron James will do. Now, again, I know what he's going to do, but
okay.
But listen, I mean, come on, come on, man.
Okay.
We're trying to be positive.
You getting the ill side eye right now.
Listen,
I know.
I just think that what LeBron would do is going to tell a lot, because are you going to tell LeBron, hey, Bron, you can't do that? You know what I mean? Are you going to tell some star like Kawhi, hey, man, you got to chill out? So that's what's going to be the common denominator from the NBA to the NFL, because you're going to see players who are going to take a stand like they had before. And it's going to be very, very interesting because, like you said, Chris, this thing is moving. People are still out protesting. People, again, let me say it again. They're not rioting. They are protesting because it's their right. I just want to make that clear, because people keep saying, oh, why are they doing that? No, they're protesting. No one's getting hurt. People are voicing their concerns, and that's all they're doing. But the NBA, you're going to see, because this is going to be like the first major sport, global sport, that's going to take court, and you're going to see players all over like, yo, listen, this is what we're going to do, like it or not, and I kind of hope that it spills over into other sports. I really do, because then you're going to have to put a lot of people on notice, especially some owners on notice, so but Ruck, man, as far as the protesting, playing, what do you think you're going to see in terms of the season coming up for the NBA?
I mean, my thing that I think I'll see in the NBA is what we've always seen. And we talk about this a lot on the show. Like, people got to understand the NBA has one of the most progressive commissioners in the world of sports. So they're going to be able to play and protest in a way that they want to at the same time. We've seen the NBA players back in the day when, and I can't believe I just said back in the day, but when Eric Gardner happened, we saw them with the T-shirts that said, I can't breathe. We saw them during the whole Donald Sterling fiasco, especially the Clippers turn their shirts inside out and things like that. So the NBA is a great vehicle to continue the push for the revolution that's going on right now. Mm-hmm. And that's what it should be used for. The players have that platform to do that freely. And again, with Adam Silver, he's going to fully support that. I think he is very in tune on what's going on, not only in society, but what's going on with their players. I'm not going to put the buck on Kyrie that he said start their own league and do all this stuff. I do agree with him as far as the health concerns with COVID, because nobody truly knows what's going on. But from everything that I read, the NBA is going through great lengths to make sure that people are safe.
Yes, they are.
But I think they will have the vehicle, and I think they should use that vehicle to its fullest potential. It's free marketing, it's free publicity, it's a free stage and a free microphone every night to hear from some of the world's most favorite people. So take the opportunity for what it is, and then play the game that you say you love to play. So I don't think it's a lose for anybody. My thing is, and what I hate to see is, Kendrick, get KD off you, man. Like, get him off you. I hate to continue to see that. Like, I understand that, KD got to feel like you got to stick up for his current teammate, and Kendrick is entitled to his opinion. But, like, that's one of the things that I think is just such a distraction when they're having us go at each other for no reason. Like, KD, you have a right to feel the way you feel, just like Kendrick does too. And it should never get to a point where you calling somebody a sellout. It should never get to a point where you kind of questioning what somebody else is going through in their community in this time. listen, everybody going through. So the one thing that we shouldn't be doing is going at each other.
But you know what? But KD got to understand, man, and I don't know who is his press person, but he got to get some thick skin, man. You've been in this league for too long. You know that people got a job to do. You know what I mean? And I'm sorry, Rock, real quick. And I'm tired of these players saying, yo, you could have hit me on the line and said that. Yo, but listen, I got a job to do. You know what I'm saying? If it's something that's like Chris said, like
exactly.
If Chris was a commentator, right? And you two, say like if you guys were beat right and you guys do your thing, and if I'm not a good coach, if I'm not running the team like it should be ran, guess what? You guys got to talk about it. It's part of sports. And we're talking about with Jordan and Barkley. You can't pick and choose and say, you know what, that's my boy. Not saying Jordan ran his team to the ground, but let's just say I'm like Dolan, God forbid, and I'm horrible. And then you go, yeah, man, you know, I don't know, man. Quay's doing a phenomenal job, man. But they haven't been to the playoffs in 13 years. I mean, but look at what he's done since he became the owner. Yeah, but I mean, players are leaving.
Talking about Jay Williams.
I'm just saying in general. You know,
talking
but
about Jay Williams. I know what you're talking about. Nah, push that nigga. You talking about Jay Williams?
Listen, I can't get mad.
Poke the bear.
I say because that's your job. You know what I mean? So KD been in the league. He's a superstar. He knows how this go, but he want to feel comfortable. He didn't feel comfortable when people was getting on him about leaving OKC. He wasn't comfortable when people would say that he was riding for Golden State. Fam, you are a professional athlete and you are in one of the most scrutinized positions in the world. You should know what's coming. Everything that you do, everybody ain't gonna like, but you can't go create a fake Twitter. Well, you know what? You can do what you want to do. Let me start there. You can do what you want to do, but at the same time, you can't get mad when people have rebuttals and people come back at you. It's just the nature of the game. KD, this is what you need to do. You see somebody talking junk, you look. You see it? Look, put your phone down. That's it. Don't look at it. Play 2K. I don't know. Create your own legacy. But you get mad because people have an opinion about you being a professional athlete. I'm just saying, like, that's what it is. And I understand, Ruck, you know, like the separation division, but he don't want nobody to talk about his game. It's part. You're an athlete. You are an athlete.
You know what KD problem is?
It's gonna happen.
KD problem. No, KD biggest problem is that he likes to keep it 100 with other people, but he don't like people to keep it 100 with him.
There we go.
That's his biggest problem.
There we go.
That's it.
So, because he'll be very critical. He'll dissect other people all the time and be like, yo, it ain't nothing personal. As soon as it's done back to him, he takes it personal.
Yeah.
So, that's his main problem. Honestly, that's his main problem. And, I don't like Kendrick Perkins. I hate that I have to agree with Kendrick Perkins. Kendrick Perkins is a bad play-by-play guy. He's a bad sports guy on TV, and he's a hater. I mean, the hate he be having for players in the league is unprecedented. It really be burning my eyes to watch Kendrick Perkins. And KD got me out here on Kendrick Perkins' side. Like, see, that's the type of shit that get me mad.
Listen,
when you got me agreeing with people that I don't even want to agree with.
Hey, Chris.
You wrong,
Chris. Can we officially state on this show that the new Nick Wright is Jay Williams? Because the way Nick Wright ride for LeBron, Jay Williams, boy. If you just say
Jay Williams,
the letters KE, he's like, whoa. Are you talking about Kevin? Excuse me? Are you talking about my friend, Kevin? He's an artist, people.
I have a close personal relationship.
Get the hell out of here.
Because he's...
Get the hell out of here, Jay Williams. And you from Jersey. Come on, son.
Yeah, but you know what part of Jersey he from, though. He from the nice part. You know what I mean? He went to nice...
But Jay Williams, even if he wants to... When they asked him about the whole Kendricks and Kevin Durant thing, he gave Kevin Durant so much praise before he just said, I disagree with what he said. Like, he had to give it. He's like, I love Kevin. Me and Kevin are close personal friends. Everybody knows that I'm on the boardroom. We have a great relationship. He's a phenomenal person. He's a very smart guy. I disagree with what he said.
Right.
You have to say all that just to disagree?
Yeah, because like you said,
he knew he better, or he would have been out the boardroom.
He know his friend, and he know KD. Like you said, KD can keep it 100. He can tell you how real he is. He from PG County. But as soon as you say, "Yo, yeah," but you doing something wrong, yo, man, whatever, man. I don't care, man. Yo, whatever. Say, yo, that's a sucker move. Cause yo, you got my number. You could have called me, and you could have said that.
Yo, but here's the ironic thing about the whole argument, right? And this isn't the first time that he said it on All the Smoke. He said it on Twitter. He said it on a bunch of other things, right? He always says that you got my number, you could have hit me.
Right.
But since you had the big problem, you got their number too.
Ooh.
You could have hit them.
You're right.
It never would have. No, I take it back. I take it back to another thing, and I know a lot of people, especially somebody probably like TC, is going to say I'm a hater. But it's the same thing, KD, that you did to Russ. The same thing. When you walked out the building and you didn't even call him. But we can hit you on the jack though. Come on, man. Get out my face with all that, B. Get out my face with all that, man.
Didn't Chris Broussard say, yo, I talked to Kevin. We had conversation and Kevin come out, yo, he don't got my phone number. We didn't talk like that.
Just like Stephen A. Smith. Y'all talk. No, we don't talk like that. And he was saying it in front of him. I'm like, bro, you may be bipolar, but at the same time, if you going to turn around and say, yo, hit my line,
right?
That's a different thing from where we from. From anybody from the inner city.
Yeah,
hit my line mean, yo, you know how to get me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It don't mean that if I hit your line, you ain't going to pick up because you on a burner account. Twitter fingers, huh? Miss me with all that, man.
I disagree with that headline, though. I disagree with that headline. I still don't think Kevin is soft.
I just know.
No, he put Kevin Durant soft. I hear you. I don't think he's soft. I just think that's the wrong. I don't know. I just don't like that phrase. Like, I don't think Kevin is like a. I don't think he's a bitch or nothing like that.
Chris, don't shoot the messenger, man.
Look, I hear you.
I'm just putting it up here.
I hear you. I just don't agree. I just don't agree with that.
Listen, I think question. So you said no. So KD not soft. I
don't think he's soft. No, I don't think he's soft.
Yo, but all this does on another topic, but all this really does is really just lead to the potential and the possibility that when they start playing, it's going to be on with him and Kyrie. It's just going to take one time.
That's
just
it.
One.
Oh, honey.
Just one.
Told you. I've been saying it since it happened. Weirdos don't mesh. They don't mesh. They never do. They can for a little bit, but as soon as they have their first little spat, they going to be on their weirdo shits on the other side of the room and not want to deal with each other. I'm telling you.
I tell you right now, what the blow up is going to look like is one of them going to say something that the other one don't like, and you're going to see them leave the bench, period. Yep. It ain't going to be Draymond. It ain't going to be no back and forth, none of that. One of them is just going to leave. And it's going to be like, yo, he left in the middle of the game?
Yeah.
Watch.
You know what? Yep. You are absolutely right. And again, when you got two superstars on the same team, when you got people who want the ball, when you got people who feel that they should be this, they should be that. And again, KD, we saw how he handled situations with two teams. Not one, but two. OKC, he didn't even say, Rush, can you start the car for me? I got to go to the store. He just left. Golden State, same thing. He's like, yo, I'm a grown man. I don't got to explain myself to nobody. Okay.
Hold on. Yo, check that out. He did that to Golden State. He did that to Golden State with Steph, who is one of the nicest guys.
That's what I'm saying.
Even en route, Steph Curry was en route to his house to try to convince him to stay. Found out he wasn't going to stay. Still went to his house to be like, yo, fam, I just want to say I appreciate you coming down, and chopped it up with him for a couple hours. And this motherfucking Kevin still complains.
So again, I don't want to say soft part, but it's a lot of soft tendencies as far as emotion.
No, here's the thing. I just think but that's why I be calling him a weirdo. Like, he's just one of those weird cats. It's like one of them dudes that you could never kind of gauge. Like, you always like, damn, I never know if you hot or cold. Like, I never know if you happy or sad. That's Kevin falls like perfectly in line with that. Like, perfectly in line. He's one of those dudes you like, oh, yo, you know Kevin? Like, I mean, I know him. I don't know what he'll say how much I know him, but I know him.
Yeah, right.
I don't agree with that,
Like,
Raymond.
he one of them type of dudes. Yo. He's just
I
a
don't
different
agree with
type of
that
cat.
Raymond Bennett said only coach that can be together is Mark Jackson. Yeah, I mean,
I don't agree with that.
They would have to buy into the system, and I think at this point,
I don't agree with that neither.
Yo, because you had some good coaches. Like Brad Stevens is one of the coolest coaches. He's a player coach. And Kyrie still was like, yo, I'm out of there, man. He still wasn't happy.
Listen,
I'm just saying.
The thing is that Chris pointed out, right? And okay, so let's not call them weird. Let's not call them soft. But it has very rarely been a situation in sports where two superstars on the team are both highly sensitive, and it works.
Okay.
Because the whole thing that happened in Boston with Kyrie wasn't that he didn't like Brad Stevens' system or whatever. It was the fact that Gordon Hayward was his boy. And Kyrie felt like, listen, you need to acquiesce. You need to acquiesce to me. I'm that dude. It's the same thing that happened with Kevin Durant at Golden State. It wasn't that Golden State wasn't the perfect system for him. It's because Steph Curry got more love in that home building than he did.
Right. That's his building.
He's sensitive. He's sensitive. So, again, man, you know, they got the new sports unisex soaps and all that stuff. They'll be good, man. Don't worry about it. Let's move on.
He's stupid, man. He's stupid.
As long as Dwight Howard don't go to that team, they all right.
Oh, shoot. Oh, shit.
Dwight, you got my number. Hit my line.
Man, I couldn't agree with you more.
Hit my line, Dwight.
I just think at some point the Kevin and Kyrie experiment is gonna blow up. And then all of the sports shows are gonna go, I don't understand. But you heard it here, folks. You heard it here first, folks.
You
heard it here first.
It
is gonna blow up.
On
We know it's gonna blow up.
Yeah.
On Juneteenth.
On Juneteenth. You heard it
On
here.
Juneteenth. You heard.
That's the word Ralph Tresvant.
Yeah, he said Raymond said they need somebody that'll get in their face.
Oh, Tevin Campbell.
Oh,
yo, that's crazy, yo. That's crazy.
So like Chris was saying, like Raymond said that they need someone out getting in their face. No, because if that coach get in their face, he's going to get fired. That coach cannot get in their face because the first time they're going to say, "Yo, we don't want him here." Nope, he's making me feel uncomfortable. So y'all need to do coach because I don't like how he coaching. And again, you got two superstars. Who you going with? You know what I'm saying? Who you going with? You going with the coaches or the players? Because regardless of what, those are two phenomenal players, and you don't get that many.
Who don't?
Chances.
Hold on, no, they two phenomenal players that, despite their sensitivity, can still go out there and drop 40 on you.
That's what I'm saying.
They can be in a move and still do that to you. So
that's what I'm saying. It's like if those players were crying and they wasn't really good, then you can do that. Be like, yo, get out of here. But even with someone like Phil Jackson and the time we playing, I think that he will have a tough time with those players because it's about them.
Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more.
Yo, did we lose this dude again, son?
Yo, my goodness.
Yo, he's wild.
He got that Teddy Riley internet today. He got that Teddy Riley internet today.
Hey, Chris, I've been waiting for the dude. I've been waiting for the dude in the background doing the running man, son. I've been waiting the whole show.
We just need Quet to put his hands on his hips and just look back like, what's going on?
Listen, you know why, man? Because they don't want me to have a big house like them, man. You know what I'm saying? You know why, man? Because they don't want me to be a black man and make it, man. So they try and get rid of me. But it's okay, man. I ain't gonna get rid of. Not that easy, man. He said KD is 316. Yo, I mean, it is a lot of entertainment, though. It is a lot of entertainment.
Yeah, it's good for TV.
You know what I mean?
The boardroom.
You know what I mean? But at that point. Fellas, man. Yeah, I think that we tackled these subjects pretty well tonight, man. Think that we tackled these subjects pretty well tonight. Again, this is Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. I'm your boy Professional Sutton. We got Chris G and the Rucker Report jerseys.
Mm-hmm.
Great topics, man. To push that again. I can't wait till sports come back. I am happy because it is Father's Day weekend. Let's not forget that.
Mm-hmm.
Praise. Our woman will take care of us. I'm going to get some good food. Cannot wait for that. I can't wait to get some electronics. I hope I get that. I'm praying for that. Yeah, I'm chilling. Any plan for you guys?
Hey, Chris.
What up?
For real, right there, that just sounds like the begging segment from All the Smoke.
It is.
Facts.
Like, he got. You gotta give him credit for that. Yo, Stack 5, my man. I love him to death. This is my brother, Stack 5. Get at my man. You got his number. Hit his line. Because he just went on the begging segment, yo.
Yo, listen, man.
I'm
just here.
I hope I get some electronics. I'm hoping for that. like Byron ain't watching the show.
Oh, she is? Oh, I didn't even know, man. Listen, I do this. I do this. Listen, I do this for my people, man. I do this for my people. So,
I love it.
Man, on that note, I just want to thank everybody. I'm not in there yet because Ruck, you gotta send a call. No, but really, seriously, it's Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth to everyone who people was in the struggle. Also, happy Father's Day. To all the real fathers out there, all the fathers that are making a change in their kids' life. Even if you're not every day, but you are making an impact in your kid's life. Happy Father's Day to you, man. That's what I want to say. Chris, man, what you want to say, man, before we wrap it up, man? You hear me?
Yeah, I'm hoping you get them electronics.
Thank you, man.
I hope you get them electronics. Yeah, like I want you to do good. You know what I mean? I want you to succeed.
I hope you get everything you want right now.
Thank you, man.
Everything you want. Electronics, food, buns, everything.
Yeah, man. You need help, man.
Listen. The whole joint.
Go ahead, Ruck, man. You gotta send us off with something good, man. Go ahead, man.
Oh man, so we back at it again. It's our weekly segment of Say Word. We gotta end the show right. So here's a quote for today, people. Progress is not inevitable. It's up to us to create it. So again, people, like we always say, we're in this time. This is a time for us to be moving, creating, and doing. Stay focused. Stay locked in. But most of all, man, think big. Be easy. Peace.
Well, on that note, that was a good one from my boy.
Yo, Chris, if he do it, I promise you, I'm leaving the joint mad early.
Now, listen, on that note, welcome. See, you got any message?
See, Chris, he about to do it. He's about to do it.
I'm not. Listen, my hand's right here, man. Thanks again for tuning to another edition of Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. I'm your boy, Professional Sutton.
And I'm your boy, Chris G.
And it's your boy, the Ruck Report, Jersey.
Peace.
When the glory comes, it will be ours. It will be ours. Oh, one day, when the war is won, we will be sure. We will be sure. Oh,
glory.